G'day guys, we're at our hometown at Manly Wharf here, and we've got the Phantom 4 for review, and we've also got Phil from Swarm UAV.
Hello.
Phil's going to help us out with a review today. I've been testing this out for about 2 or 3 weeks now. I want you to fly it, because what do you do for a living?
I'm a professional drone operator.
Alright, we're going to get Phil to do it. I'm going to fly it. You got the Inspire 1 as well?
Yeah, we'll get that up in the air. We'll do a bit of air-to-air as well.
Awesome. So we're going to run through some of the features. DJI's got the new sense avoidance. It's also got that tap and go feature. So we're going to test a few of these features out right now, come back, have a chat about it. We'll also show you some other footage that I've got in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and you can see the results from that. So let's get this thing up in the air right now.
Let's go and do it.
Alright, here we go guys. We have sense avoidance on, and it's already going off. So let's try and go into this pylon here and see if it goes. So that's just put the brakes on straight away. Let's go a little bit higher and try again. It won't let me go forward at all. It won't let me go into this pylon. And that's about 2 meters off, which is what it's set to on the screen. Rolling. I'm just doing a nice little wrap around here of the Manly ferry coming in. Yeah, geez, I've got it far away. So I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to hand the controls over to you, Phil. Let's have a go. I mean, all these features are great, like having active track, but I like having control of the sticks. I like being in control, knowing that I'm tracking the subject with my skill and, you know, all that I've learned over the years. But I can definitely see the active track being great for those that want to use it. You know, if you are filming a surfer or have a follow me mode.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It seems to fly as smoothly as the Inspire, which I'm quite impressed at. It's a great sunset, some beautiful light around tonight.
Phil, what's your opinion on, you know, being a professional and some of these new features DJI are bringing out with, you know, the sense avoidance and the active track, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my chief concerns would be around people relying too much on the new controls. I think that they're great, they've got their place, but you've got to learn to fly without using GPS, go home, intelligent orient lock, whatever it's called, IOC.
Yeah.
Because when that goes wrong, and it sometimes does, you've got to get home safely, otherwise you're going to end up with your investment sitting at the bottom of the sea. But when they work, you know, they're a great little tool for cameramen, and I think this drone is built for people that want to extend their photography and put the cameras in the air. It's not built for people that want to go out there and fly a drone because they want to race it around or anything. My opinion would be that some of the new controls, such as the sports mode, are probably bridging a bit of a gap. But I think that this is definitely an aircraft for the photographer rather than the drone enthusiast. Oh, I'll bring her in.
Okay guys, so I just flew it, Phil flew it. The sense avoidance works. We just saw that, so that's great. I'm not going to use it personally. Would you use the sense avoidance?
I wouldn't use it, but then again, this drone isn't probably the sort of thing I would be using anyway.
So this is the sense avoidance, great feature for all you guys out there that are worried about hitting things. Again, it's very limited. It's only sort of, you know, that 180, you know, field of view, or it could be narrower. It's about, you know.
Yeah, and it's not going to sense anything that's upwards. So if it comes up against the tree, a trunk of a tree, and tries to go up, it's going to go up into the branches.
So it is limited. It's not going to work left, it's not going to work right, it's not going to work backwards. So sense avoidance, it's a great start for you guys that don't want to hit something forward, but be mindful, it's not going to stop you from crashing. The other features, you know, just physically, what do you think, Phil, the look and feel of it?
It certainly feels a stronger build than the other Phantom. The gimbal's good, and the quick release props now are a much needed feature. So yeah, pretty good build quality. I've not seen one crash yet though. That would be the true test of how well it's built.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, we've got some other footage that I want to show you. The other feature on this camera compared to the Phantom 3 is 120 frames per second, which is slow-mo, which is great. I'm going to show you that footage right now, and you guys can be the judge of the quality. So let's have a look at that right now. Okay guys, so that was the 1080 at 120 frames per second of the Athlete that I shot the other week. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it. It's a bit soft. What do you think?
Yeah, I find that the DJI stuff running at 1080 at high frame rates can be very soft. Much better running at 4K at 25 or 30 frames per second if you're going onto the web.
Yeah. So guys, that's the slow-mo feature. There's no other difference between this camera and the Phantom 3 camera. There really isn't, other than the 120 frames per second. It's exactly the same. So another great feature that I really like on the Phantom 4 is the range. It is insane. It just goes forever. I'm going to show you this footage that I shot up at Barrenjoey Headland, and I think I got it 1.5 kilometers away from me. So let's cut to that right now and have a look.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hi, can I help you? Hi, can I help you? Hi, can I help you?
Okay guys, so that was the range test. Yeah, insane. The thing just kept going and going, 1.5 kilometers easily on that shot. So that is a huge advantage. It is a little bit more than the Phantom 3, the range, so they say. Much more than you actually need.
You've got to have good eyesight to keep your visual line of sight at that distance.
Yeah, a lot of the new laws and regulations are saying you're supposed to keep it line of sight, but for those that are in countries that don't have those laws and you can fly it as far as you want, huge feature. I like that. Some other features that this has is the active track and the tap and go.
Yeah, I mean,
What are your thoughts on those?
personally, you know, working professionally, I wouldn't be filming video without a two-man crew, one on the sticks of the aircraft and one on the camera. But if you're going out there on your own, these little features are going to help you really perfect your nice smooth moves. It's going to make it a lot easier than just trying to yaw the aircraft round, because that can be pretty jerky and stuttery on the Phantom.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, for those of you that don't have a second operator, if you're putting it in a follow me mode or you want to track your subject like a surfing, I love, you know, tracking surfing. I personally like being in control of the sticks, knowing I personally got the shot and pulled it off. But for those of you that don't have that skill set yet, you can use the active track. I'm not sure how well it works. I've seen other people out there that, you know, it's not good with sideways movements, which obviously tracking a footballer camera is going to be sort of going crazy, but I think it's more for surfing and more free-flowing, you know, objects. You know.
Cars, that sort of thing on roads where you're not going to get too much crossover of different subjects. But I will say that there are apps out there that can do the tracking for you with all DJI aircraft, but they actually use the phone as the processing power to then move the camera. And I think we might be talking about more about that at another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about those in another video. But so guys, that is the Phantom 4. Let's just quickly go over some of the pros. Quick release props.
Yep, definitely.
We like those. The battery says extra flight time. I don't know about that. We'll get to that in a minute. But the camera is definitely, gimbal is more sturdy. That is for sure. The build. The
build's good. It feels a lot more solid than the Phantom 3. Still don't know how robust it is because we haven't been able to crash it.
Another pro, this is huge for me, the range. The range is massive. Yeah, I can't emphasize how good the range is on this thing.
Yeah.
So guys, another great feature on this thing is the sport mode. It is fast. I was tracking a ferry out there before, and I was sort of losing it. Flicked it into sport mode just on the control.
Speed's great. Yeah, it really picks up a ton of speed. But the collision avoidance won't work when you're in sport mode. That's one thing to look out for.
Yeah, so we're not going to be using that feature because we like the speed. So that was great. So those are the pros, guys. I'm going to go over the cons now to keep it fair. The battery time on this thing, it's advertised at 28 minutes. It's 21 minutes, 10 seconds, whatever I recorded on an average flight. That is not in sport mode, so that's just in normal GPS mode, not doing any crazy maneuvers. I was just doing average flying as if I was just getting a few shots, tracking subjects. So DJI, don't advertise 28 minutes flying time, advertise 28 minutes hovering time, because that's what it actually is. So you don't get anywhere near 28 minutes. Another con, sense avoidance. It's a cool feature. It only works one way. It's very limited. I think it's a great move in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a great move as long as people aren't over reliant on it. But, you know, this has to be a fail-safe. It can't be something that you use for everyday flying.
Yeah. So you know, it's cool. I'm kind of old school in the sense that crashing is a part of learning, as long as nobody or nothing is getting damaged in the process. Crashing is a good thing. It's an expensive thing, but you learn from it. So yeah, the sense avoidance is good, but crashing is also good. So
another thing I'd say about the speed mode is, you know, yeah, it's great, it's got this speed mode, but don't buy this drone thinking you're going to be racing it. It's not a racing drone.
Yeah.
This is a drone that's built to put a camera in the air and help you expand your photography or cinematography. It's not anything that's going to allow you to race a drone around and fly a drone purely for the joy of flying.
Okay guys, so that's our test fly, our review and thoughts on it. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Put some comments down below and tell us what you think. It's a great drone. It's a bit more on the pricier side.
Yep, definitely.
For hobbyists, it's becoming a very, very expensive hobby, especially if you want to have a few batteries and get an hour flight time.
Yep.
It's going to cost you around $2,200 US for a few extra batteries and a case to carry it in. I think it's about 3,500 Australian dollars.
Yep.
To have the kit that you want and get the flight time that you want.
And you will want those extra batteries as well.
So it only goes more expensive. It gets more expensive, but great all-round drone. More expensive than the others, but you're getting these features. You guys be the judge. You're the customer. You guys get to choose whether you buy it or not. Thank you, Phil, for today.
Thank you for having me along.
Guys, check out Swarm UAV, amazing aerial cinematography. Thank you, Sphere Drones, for lending us this Phantom 4 and letting us review it. We wish we could keep it, but we're going to give it back to you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Write some comments below, give us a thumbs up, and let us know what you think of the review. See ya.
Thanks. Two props on again.
And here we have all the toys. Yeah, here's Phil with the Inspire. Phil, what are you? Who are you? What are you doing?
I'm a full-size helicopter pilot and a commercial drone operator.